Hi, women don't leave good men. It usually takes a woman a really long time to leave a bad one. Psychologically, women take more of the responsibility for the relationship problems. We're conditioned to ask, what could I do differently, instead of immediately walking away. We stay because we're attached, invested, hopeful, and often focus on potential rather than reality. Women don't leave good men because good relationships fulfill fundamental psychological needs. When a woman feels emotionally safe, valued, she doesn't spend her energy looking for a way out, she invests deeper. So when a man talks badly about all his exes or women in general, that signals something important. Psychologically, it points to blame shifting, lack of accountability, low emotional maturity, and unresolved resentment. That's not bad luck with women, that's a pattern. You're not the lucky one. Women don't leave good men. If every woman he's ever dated was supposedly the problem, eventually you'll become the problem too.
I was a selfish bitch in my marriage. I've been divorced now almost 4 years, but I was married to my ex-husband 16 years and with him 18 years. And again, I was a selfish bitch. Nothing was ever good enough. I took him for granted. He seriously rolled out the red carpet for me. He was sweet, kind, generous. He told me how much he loved me 5 times a day. He told me how beautiful I was every day. If he'd wake me up in the morning, because he knows I love massages, wake me up rubbing my shoulders. He'd rub my feet every evening while we were watching TV. If I said, for example, oh, I'm craving a Dr. Pepper, he'd be like, okay, let me go to the corner store and get it. He adored me. He was amazing. Like on paper, it's what every girl wants, seriously. And yeah, I took it for granted. And now I lost that, right? And I carried a lot of guilt because I caused it. That's my biggest regret in life, is not saving, the whole family aspect. The grass is not always greener on the other side, ladies. It's not, you know. I'm good now. I feel great. And he's super happy with his girlfriend. And honestly, I could not be happier for him because he deserved to be loved and cared about and respected as he should have always been. So I'm so happy that he's happy. Anyways, what I'm saying, ladies, the grass is not greener on the other side. If you have a good guy, take care of him. Take care of him. Trust me, there's nothing good out in these streets. He seriously set the bar. He set the bar. And ultimately, what I always wanted, I had all along. So we have good right in front of us and we don't know how to take care of it.
I honestly think the bar in dating is just so fucking low. It's insane. I mean, we're celebrating men who walk us home, who don't split the bill, who actually ask us questions about ourselves, who text back in a day and age where we pretty much live on our phones and spend hours and hours scrolling through stupid shit. We celebrate men who don't push us into physical intimacy, who are willing to wait. We praise them for opening the door, getting you flowers on your birthday once a year. We praise them for picking us up on a date, for being able to plan a date in order for them to seduce you and pursue you. I mean, seriously. And then we go and complain that people are fucking lazy. I mean, please, let's make it even easier on them. Let's just celebrate the fact that they can actually breathe.
Recently I had a conversation with a guy, and on the call, he was going off about all of the reasons that he thought that I would make a good partner. In my head, I was like, it sounds like you're reading off my fucking Instagram page. And I hear everything that you're saying, and that's all great. I know what I bring to the table, but what are you going to do for me? What value are you going to bring into my life? Because I am somebody who is extremely independent. I've had to do everything on my own, stand on my own 2 feet. I've been through a lot of trauma. If you're not coming into my life and adding value, you don't belong here.
You want to know why he gave up? He was trying to live up to your expectations that you can't even live up to yourself. He gave up on you because every time he did try to make it work, you were consistently putting him down, using his words against him, or you weren't even listening in the first place. Every time he was trying to meet your needs, it still wasn't good enough. Every time he tried to deal with your emotions and your overreactions to small amount of things, he was always met with aggression instead of a communication. You were asking someone to do something that you yourself would not ever be able to live up to. And in that moment right there, he loses the respect and he loses himself in trying to love someone that frankly absolutely hates themselves. You have to understand that it's okay for men to eventually give up on something where they're not.
This is my very specific list of things I would drop a man for. And I have. If you have friends that cheat, actively fucking cheat on their partners and you let that shit happen, take that, buddy, because I'm not gonna be with you. Get the fuck out. That's weird. That's weird. How can you let if my homegirl was cheating, she's not my homegirl anymore. Like, get the fuck out of my face. That's weird as fuck. If you have a nicotine addiction, like, the first thing you do when you wake up is hit your vape, or you have Zins in your pocket constantly, like, ew, get out. I can't do it. No. If I ever hear you raise your voice at your mother, that's a wrap. If we're driving in the car and you're reckless with your driving, drive me home and never pick me up again, because don't be fucking with my life like that. You're insane.
Men have never been natural protectors. The Titanic was one of the first times women and children were saved first. That's why they had to say women and children first, because it wasn't a given. Women are more likely to risk their lives during a natural disaster than men are. Maternal defense is one of the most powerful instincts in mammals, significantly outweighing paternal defense. They invented this narrative because it makes them uncomfortable that they are not the creators of life. So at least they can be the perceived protectors of it, even though they rely on men being violent to solve that violence and be valuable to you.
A lot of men aren't leaving because they cannot handle a good woman. They are leaving because they are tired of paying for damage they did not cause. So you think you're Mr. Right, right? You check all the boxes. You're calm, you're consistent, you provide. And you are still getting attitude, you're still getting distance, you're still getting tested, you're still getting manipulated, you're still getting disrespected. Now you're confused because you don't get it. You don't see what it is you're doing wrong. And to be honest, it's nothing. You are simply dealing with somebody who's in defense and reactive mode. A lot of women don't hate men. They just don't know how to act when they are not being hurt. So they self-sabotage. They create problems where there are none. They question intentions that are clear, and they pull away when things start to feel steady. Because these women are used to chaos, and peace feels unfamiliar, and unfamiliar feels unsafe. And a lot of men, they're going to deal with that for a while, but at some point they're going to check out. Because no man wants to keep proving himself to somebody who is committed to misunderstanding him.
Men are always talking about what do women bring to the table, but what do you bring to the table? I went on a date with a guy last night who brought literally nothing to the table. He wasn't cute. He didn't have money. He wasn't that smart. He couldn't fix anything. He said he could barely take care of himself, didn't really know how to raise an animal. He brought nothing to the table. He was so lackluster, but yet he expected a woman that brought everything to the table. Said that he wanted a woman who works. He wanted a woman who is doing something with her life. A homeless guy came up to us, and I felt like I was going to have to be the one to defend us. So not only do you not have money, or you're not cute, you don't bring anything to the table, but you also can't even protect the woman, It's just guys need to bring stuff to the table too. This is a hot take that I believe is actually not really a hot take. I do not want to date a man with children. Now, I'm not saying that I never will, but I only would under very, very special or very certain circumstances. I don't want to deal with your baby mama, Susan. I don't want a schedule that I have zero control over. I don't want birthdays, holidays, and vacations revolving around a life that you've already built with someone else. Some real shit, if we are building something together and there is income coming in, okay, I don't want that money going in 3 different directions before it even comes to me or to him. Okay? That money, when you have a kid, gone straight to the kid. I do not want to be a stepmom. That is not a role that I am auditioning for. I don't want to raise kids that aren't mine. I don't want to navigate someone else's parenting style. If I'm raising children, I want to raise my own children. Hell, if I even want kids, I haven't fully decided on that yet. And if I do have kids, I want a man who's having children for the first time with me. I don't want someone who's already done the whole experience and then they're just doing it again, round 2. Oh, I've already done this before. No, it's no hate to single dads. It's just not what I'm signing up for. And like I said, I'm not saying 100% no. There could be someone that could change my mind, but it's kind of a no.
My problem is I can be like, you know what? I want a little bit of male attention, okay? I want a little bit of that male gaze. And then 5 million men could give me attention, and I would literally sit there and be like, no man has given me attention in 50,000 years. And the reason is because that I really just want one specific man's attention. There's just one man I have in mind, and if that man isn't giving me attention, then every single man in the entire world could give me attention, and I would still be like,
I finally told my boyfriend what my body count was, and now we're not together. I understand some people don't like their partner's body count sometimes and that it can be a deal breaker, but my boyfriend and I have been together for 6 months, and he finally, for the first time, asked me what my body count was. I told him I'm not going to be super specific, but let's just say it's more than 10, but less than 20. And he got very upset at me. He started saying things like, "You're a woman, you should hold yourself to higher standards." He said women that are promiscuous should be treated as thoughts. And I obviously got offended by that because he was clearly referring to me. Anyways, we made up, but for the past week, he's just been showing so many signs that he doesn't trust me and that he's clearly not over the conversation. Like now he always wants to see my location, which he didn't used to before. I try to talk to him about it, being like, you can talk to me, like what's going on? And he's just still so resentful about my body count. He says that he can't stop thinking about it, like he can't stop thinking about me with other guys, and says that he can't believe that many guys used me. He was getting pretty heated with the conversation, and it came to a point where he literally called me a slut to my face. I didn't say anything. He just saw my face and he quickly backtracked saying, "No, you're not a slut now. You were in your past and I'm willing to get over it because I love you." Yeah, no, you're not going to call me a slut and be in a relationship with me. That's not going to happen. Firstly, I don't even think my body count is that high. Secondly, I would never ever cheat on him or anybody else. So I just feel like he's being super unfair and he's showing a side that I didn't know. He's been blowing up my phone saying that he's sorry and whatnot, but I don't know if I should forgive him.
Ladies, trust me when I tell you that if you ask a man for money and he gets mad at you, that's a huge sign that he ain't got it like that. Because if he actually did have it, he would have just given it to you. And if he doesn't think you're worth it, then he wouldn't be talking to you, because men with money only want to deal with women that they want to spend their money on. So if he says you're being entitled or selfish or gets mad at you, starts a fight because you asked him for money, block him and move on with your life.
Men do not like whores. Let me make this very simple. They may sleep with a whore, they may hang out with a whore, but they will not wife a whore, okay? You guys look for the exception of the rule to try to make it the rule, and that's what you guys were looking for in Megan Thee Stallion, and it is just not reality. The fact of the matter is you cannot make prostitution music speak about men like they are nothing, twerk all day and think that any man in this world is going to take you serious, let alone make you a wife. And it's only Black women that have this mentality. They think that because a woman is rich and because she's beautiful, that she's automatically of value. I'm so confused. I don't understand what goes through you guys' brain. Like, you don't understand morals, values, integrity. Those things matter, not just money. I know in your little bubbles, everything is about money, but in everyone else's world, it is not. And until you guys are able to grasp basic concepts and actually listen to men when they tell you what they like and they don't like, you guys will continue to be losers.
Advice to young ladies: you are living in the era where you now know and understand that men are not the prize. I grew up in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Supermodels had just come about. It was the men are the prize, men are the prize, men are the prize, patriarchy, etc. But you're living in this new world era. They are not the prize. You're the prize. So do not ever cry over a man. Do not ever feel bad because a man made you feel bad. Because if they want to be with you, they'll be with you. If they want to text you back, they'll text you back. And if they don't, then just don't waste your time. There are 8 billion people on this planet. Honestly, please don't lose sleep over any man like that. Just not worth the hassle. So that's my advice to the young ladies out there. You are living in this amazing era. Make the most of it. You're the prize.
Does anyone know where to find a man who actually likes women? Like, I don't mean wants to fuck women. I don't mean enjoys what women can offer to him. I mean, where are the men that actually like women? Like, look at women as a gender and think, wow, women have so much that they offer to the world. Like, I just don't think they exist. I really don't. And like, there used to be men who liked women, who appreciated what women brought to the world. And I just don't know where they went.
I am 48 years old and I am broke. When I say broke, I mean $0 broke, no money. And I am burnt out to the core, and I'm done living like this. I have worked in group homes and nonprofits for over 25 years now. I've poured my heart into my job, gave it everything I got, but I'm burnt out. I don't have any more to give. Between rising costs, bills, broken appliances, I hit my breaking point. I knew I had to try something different. If you're at your breaking point, comment enough. See you later.
In public, women are always going to be the protectors. Men are more likely to just watch it happen or join in on the rape or just let the kidnapper go with the kid. Like, they're not going to help. But yeah, I'm going to take it one step further and say, like, I don't think men help in any situation. Like, even if you just think about men being contrarian and having to always like have an opposite opinion of women because they think that we suck. Like, even that, I like dropped my keys at King Supers a few weeks ago, and the only employee that like didn't look at me with complete disdain and didn't look like a little bit happy was a woman. Like, the men were just like like smiled. I was like, "Oh, I dropped my keys." Like, "LOL, I'm gonna go look down the aisle I was just at." And they were like, I even think about at work, like, I've never had a man be helpful to me at work. Like, granted, I work in healthcare and it's just run by females, but every man that I've worked with, like, actually makes everyone else's jobs harder and gives more work to everyone else because they don't do their job. I mean, if you think about the police, for example, the military, like, what are they helping? Like, they're making things worse. Men just truly have such a dark energy that if you're having a child right now, or if you have children, like, you need to be teaching them about this because men will. I don't know if you guys saw that story about Haley Busby, who was found dead, but men want to, yeah, they just want one thing. They want sex, whatever. We all know that. But it's much darker than that. Like, they want to steal your light and your soul and your happiness and destiny swap with you. So when you're coming to a man and you're needing their help, they are actively going to try to make it worse, especially if they perceive you to be a successful, beautiful woman. They are going to try to hurt you in even worse ways.